Up my royal reefers, join the kings and the queens of this hobby, don't suffer less, and just beat the best. Today I am bringing you this week's weekly update video. Today I've got to update you on 4 new items in the tank, 2 new fish, 2 new corals. You can see one of the fish over there is a firefish. Oh dang, he just went away. Okay, he went to his little hole. Well, I'm glad I got him on video at least, because last time I shot this video, it was not out, so there's a little bonus for y'all. Anyways, let me explain real quick what's gonna be in this video. So first, I am gonna be doing just an overview of the tank. I've got a lot of new things, and what I've got. But to any of those who are new to my channel or new to the hobby, and this is the first video you watch, make sure you stay tuned, because I will be going every single livestock item I have in this tank and all the equipment I have in the tank. So without further ado, let's get to it, and let's not forget that I will be doing a subscriber contest giveaway at 100 subs. I already hit 100 subscribers. Really, I'm just waiting for me and my sponsor, who I still cannot say the name of yet, but will soon. We are still needing to work out the kinks, but with Harvey just passed by, both of us are in Houston, so we just gotta kind of get back in our groove, but hopefully that will happen soon. Maybe if we get to 125 subscribers, that will be awesome for the time being, and maybe I can throw something. And I don't know, we'll have to see, but without further ado, let's get to the video. So, this is my tank. It's a 65-gallon tank and I have a 29-gallon sump. It's a 29-gallon tank, and I have roughly about 15 gallons. So let's just say 80 gallons total is the system at the moment. So let's go over the livestock first. We'll go over fish, corals, inverts, and then the equipment. Apologies for cracking my knuckles. So fish-wise, if you already see, I have 2 clownfish. You can probably already know one, because you see the classic orange and white. That is a fancy snowflake clownfish. If you don't know that they are actually designer clownfish, it's not just the regular Nemo type clownfish. You can actually get different designs, and I chose for a snowflake and a midnight. That explains why one clownfish is completely black, basically. So those 2 are like my pride and joy in this tank. Oh, there's firefish again. Next fish. Dang. Okay. Hopefully you guys saw that. But firefish just popped out, so that's why I'm gonna talk in a real smooth voice, nice and soft, so I don't spook him and he comes back out again. So those are the 2 fish. Next, I have a green chromis, which you see swimming around right there. That's a green chromis. One of the most hardiest fish you can buy, and they're super cheap. I mean, super cheap. They can range from $3 all the way up to $10. So if they end up dying, it's not a big deal. Next, we have a blue streak Hawaiian cleaner wrasse, or just a cleaner wrasse. This wrasse is amazing. His name is Paul. As soon as I saw him at the fish store, I was like, I'm gonna buy him, and he is just so. If he's the only fish in the tank, I wouldn't mind it, because he is so active, so playful, and he's just an amazing fish to have. Next, I have a Disbar Anthias. There he is. So a Disbar Anthias is an intermediate type fish. I wouldn't really recommend it for the beginner, but every other fish I have in here is a beginner type fish. The Disbar Anthias, I would say if you can definitely have more than one, but I do recommend you have a big system, and I wouldn't put a Disbar Anthias anything less than a 50-gallon or so. So make sure you have a pretty big system. If you have something under 100 gallons, make sure you only have one, please, because if you put a trio, although at first they may last a while, but over the course of a year, they're gonna fight and dwindle themselves down to only one fish. So it's better just to get one fish. But if you have like a 150 or 180, feel free to get like 6 of them. They'll be a nice kind of schooling fish, but over time you may lose a few fish. So just keep that in mind. So that's all for the fish right now. You did see the firefish earlier. I can still say a few things about them. Firefish are relatively easy fish. The only thing that makes them a little bit difficult to keep is that you gotta have a lid. The only reason that I'm getting away without having a lid is because I have a lot of surface movement on the water. That's with the combination of my Jabo 6000, Jabo something, I think it's a 7000 or something like that, and my Max Spec Gyre XF230. With those two combined, he's not gonna jump out because he can't really see the ceiling or anything like that. So we'll be good for there. Anyway, let's go into corals real quick. Let's get this video going. I do not want to spend too much time, but before we do corals, let's do inverts. So first invert is my rainbow bubble tip anemone. Okay, right there. Rainbow bubble tip anemone. That's it. An anemone is one of the must things to have when you have clownfish. Even if you just have a little BioCube 8 or a JBJ QB or something tiny or small, even a nano tank or the Innovative Marine 10 gallon. Something perfect for that tank is a nice pair of Oscularis clownfish with some type of pretty cool looking anemone, or if you can't afford an anemone like that, even just a simple green bubble tip anemone will do. It's just an amazing symbiotic relationship that I think should be a part of every tank, especially if you're doing a reef tank. If you're doing more of a like a fish only tank, then maybe you can get away with a maroon clown and a big bubble tip anemone. But other than that, it's just something you gotta have in a reef, in my opinion, of course. Next, for inverts, we have a Croatia clam in its natural habitat. But yeah, honestly, clams are a must for bigger tanks, and all this is in my opinion. So, if you do not believe so, whatever. I don't care. This is all what I think, and this is what's worked for me in the past. Clams, I've had this clam ever since about 3 months into the hobby. Yet it's only grown about half an inch. That's because the clams do take a while to grow, but I mean, still, I had this clam in a 5-gallon tank. Perfect, loved the light, loved the tank, everything. Next, he went into the 13. I'm not going to show it right now because it's extremely dirty. Have not done a water change on that in 2 weeks. Focus all my time on 65. Anyways, put it in the 13, flawless. I just now moved it to this tank, and I'm working with the guy of selling it to him and only him. If he doesn't take it, it's cool. I'm going to keep it. Honestly, it looks too nice in this tank not to sell, but I gave him a good deal. He had to get a new light, so we'll see how that turns out. I mean, that's just something amazing to have. And from the top, it looks amazing. I will show you from the top, but got to turn off the pumps and all. Too much work. Anyways, let's go to corals. Let's just go right over here. Well, behind there, you can see a rock of orange disc things. Those are Rhodactis mushrooms. These mushrooms are phenomenal and really colorful for having a softy tank. Definitely recommend those. I also have another one right there that I bought before. That one I won that rock at a what's it called? At a marsh event, which is my local reef club. Next is a red trachyphilia drake, basically. That's an amazing little LPS. Not that little, it's about 2-3 inches. No, it's about 3 or 4 inches across. I don't know too much about it being a beginner LPS, but still looks really nice. A great meaty coral, which is a large polyp stony. Next, we have a war coral. These are pretty cool, but you gotta make sure you don't place them anywhere near other corals because they will sting the crap out of it and possibly kill it. That's why they're called war corals. Next, right above it, is a green bird's nest. That's my main green bird's nest. I'm trying to grow it out to a big old colony. I do have a little frag of it over to the right side, but just gonna start my business, you know. Next, we have the Royal Brown Acro. All the acros I have in this tank do not have names, so it's up to me to name them all. So I have the name for these two acros, or acroporas, but the third one I still have yet to come up with the name, but I still have a bunch of time. So that's the Royal Brown Acro. Even though it doesn't have that great color, it still has that pop extension that most hobbyists are looking for anyway. Other than the Royal Blue Acro, which hates my guts basically, because only pops out a few polyps every now and then, and I even target feed it some coral food still. You know, just, I guess, some are stubborn, some aren't. Next is a red monty cap. Another amazing beginner coral. Definitely recommend that for a beginner SPS hobbyist who wants to keep SPS. Next, right there, that little plate right there, that's as zoom in as I can go. That's a chalice coral. That's an LPS, not an SPS, so make sure you don't get it wrong, because some people may hate on you for that, because they do kind of look alike, but they're not. And then right behind it, you see that little green little stick hanging out. That's the little green bird's nest frag of another mushroom rock my friend gave me. That other Rhodactis. And then I have a Favia over there, green Favia. I have a large green Gonopora. These, I'm gonna make a separate video on Gonoporas because there's a lot of misconceptions with them. Well, a lot of people think that they're super hard to take care of, but they're really not. I promise you that. The next video come out, it will be all about Gonoporas. Next, also another little green Gonopora. That's the other acro. I do not have a name for it yet, but it's pretty cool looking. I don't know. I gotta call it something. All acros I do say are for the intermediate hobbyists, but there's still some acros like the Royal Brown acro that will be great for a beginner. Next, we got the Reverse Superman Monopora. It's an encrusting coral. It's pretty dang cool and to watch it grow over time. Like you can see from my first video I made to now, it's encrusted the plug totally. I got snip off the little actual plug part of it, and I'm gonna glue it to the overflow box right there, right behind the Royal Blue Acro. And that's all for corals. I don't think I'm missing anything. Let's go to equipment real quick, and then we'll get done with this episode. Try not to ramble on about anything else. So, up top for my lighting, I have a Kessel 360 connected to a spectral controller. I got this used for an amazing, ridiculous price along with the gyre. Pretty good light for this tank. I am thinking about adding another one just to give my SPS some more color and to hurry up the growth, basically. Max Spec gyre, XF30. It's a must, honestly. I don't see myself using any other type of power head. It truly is amazing. Maybe in the future I may, if Ecotech sends me some power heads, I'll try them on, of course, but I mean, the gyre is just, it's phenomenal. And you don't even have to get the Max Spec one. You can get the Jabo one a lot cheaper, or if you want a little bit more known and like don't want to go skip out on the old Chinese version, you can get the Ice Cap one. And I believe in Machina they came out with a 2K one, and so you don't have to go with a 3K. But anyways, let's go down to the sump. See you there. Okay, here we are at the sump. Real quick sump overview. This is my very own design of plumbing. I did it all myself, well, with the help of my dad. Basically, that one, it's the main drain with a gate valve to control the flow into a custom-made filter sock by 3dprintedparts.com. If you want something 3D printed from the hobby, go check them out. I'll put the link in the description below. Next, I have, of course, a filter sock, my carbon reactor, and one of my heaters. I run 2 heaters just in case one fails. I have another one to counteract that. Next, we have the the bulk of the filtration basically. My protein skimmer, the Bubble Magnus Curve A5, sorry, it's a DC powered skimmer. Works pretty dang good, and you can tell it's got some really nasty skimmate in it. Next we have my buttload of biological filtration. I have from everything from live rubble rock to marine pure biospheres to Seachem matrix. I run it all. Basically, I want a diverse biofilter media so I can say, hey, all this stuff works. I mean, it's really up to you what you want to use. So you can use Seachem matrix, the biosphere, or live rock. Totally up to you. You do not have to go like what I do. Basically, what I do is my biosphere is the main one. Then I add some live rock for faster cycling, and they just stay there. And the matrix is actually, I'm filtering that media for my quarantine tank. So whenever I set up my quarantine tank for new fish, I go in there, I get like a half a cup full of that media and put it in there. Quarantine tank's all cycled, and we're ready to go. I don't have to wait a month before it to cycle the tank and then add fish. I'm not that patient. I'm patient enough with this hobby. Next, for my return pump, I have a Jabo, Jeb Cod, 6,000, 7,000, 75,000. That's ridiculous. That's way too much. And then soft tubing, and I have a Smart Micro ATO, and cable management is a mess. I'm cleaning that up this weekend. So that's gonna do it all for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now, if you're new here, you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you like what you see and you want more updates just like this, and you want to see that care video for the Gunapora, can we get let's not 5 likes. Can we get 7 likes on this video? And I will put out the Gunapora care video by, what's today? Saturday. I'll put it out Tuesday afternoon if we get 7 likes on this. So let's see if we can get 2 there. Anyways, after all that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates if you haven't already. Happy reefing royals. Peace.